Hey there, my name is Sean Wellington. I'm from New York. I'm living in North Carolina, and I appreciate you hearing these stories and giving me a few minutes of your time. I do. It was a couple years after college, and I'm teaching in Tokyo, Japan. I've only been there for a few days, and I only speak a few words. Sumo, sushi, sayonara, it's absurd. And it becomes very clear very quickly that it is very hard to have a conversation with someone when you don't speak the same language. It is not the only thing I learned. One night I get a phone call and I've learned that I have lost my best friend. He has taken his own life. And when I am back in the States, I get another phone call and learn that I've lost another friend to addiction. And then something weird happens. I get sick. And I see all kinds of doctors and nurses, and I have a lot of conversations. And look, I'm in the States, they're all in English, but I stay sick. And I start to ideate, and the ideation gets worse and worse. I don't want to die, but I cannot imagine living like this kind of pain. And I have more conversations for a little while with coworkers, with family, with friends. And some of them called me crazy. And I think they're right. And now what? It may be true that I'm crazy, but it's not really helpful. In fact, it's harmful, and I'd like to believe that's not what they want. I'd like to believe that's not what any of us want. But I did learn from all of them, every single one. I've learned that sometimes it's hard to have a conversation with someone, even when you're speaking the same language. And I have learned that those conversations matter. They really matter. And I've learned that when you see me only as crazy, well, there is not much to talk about. What I want, and what I think we all want, is for someone, for anyone, to hear us. So, what if you did that instead of calling me crazy? What if instead of fixing, or minimizing, or denying, or pontificating, or cheerleading, or comparing, or diagnosing, what if you listened and let me talk? Because people are in pain. Who else is sick? Who else has lost someone? Who else is battling depression or anxiety or grief or loneliness or suicidal ideation or addiction? I mean, we're talking about pain. I feel like my brain is about to short circuit and my anxiety is through the roof. Well, you should take your meds. Why don't you go for a walk? No, what if instead, what do you mean? Tell me more. I've been in a lot of pain the last few days. Or at least you have your health insurance. Just think positively. No, what if instead? Thank you for sharing that with me. What does that feel like? I'm feeling really depressed. But you're not depressed. I mean, you look okay. What if instead? That sounds really hard. Do you want to talk? Too many people, too often, including me, we kill conversations before they have a chance to really begin. And that is not wrong, but it is not helpful. And those conversations matter. I want to use, cut, I want to drink, I want to eat. Well, that's because you're not getting enough sleep. You're not listening to me. What if instead? Okay, what's going on? I'll stay for a while. I failed my final exam. I don't know what to do. I know exactly how you feel. Look, sometimes we need to make lemonade out of lemons. What if instead that really sucks? Feel like taking a walk? I want to die. I've learned that sometimes the greatest gift is silence. The last time I spoke with Jimmy before he took his life, I asked him to take a break from his life and come to Japan. The last time I spoke with Mike before he fatally overdosed, I gave him a kind of pep talk. And if I could go back, and I can't, but if I could, I would just change one thing. I would do whatever I could as best I could to hear what they were saying and what they really needed to say. Because who doesn't want that? Now, I left Japan more than 2 decades ago, and I keep learning, or I try. And I've learned that when people stop talking in whatever language they speak, they start doing all kinds of other things, often dangerous things. And I've learned that most people talk to a friend before they talk to anyone else. And finally, I have learned that you are that friend. You are the friend. They call us crazy, depressed, anxious, angry, lonely, addicted, suicidal, and maybe they're right. Now what? Thank you for listening. Stay strong.